Welcome to the NASCAR Hotspot Podcast. I'm Caden, joined by Nick, Troy, and Chris, and we're gonna go over the news and the rumors and the whole weekend about Bristol Dirt. How was your first dirt experience, Troy?
So my
I'm doing intro
experience,
from now on.
my experience was like it was really good. It was really cool. Like I expected it to be really fun, but like it was amazing. I've never been to a dirt race. That's my first dirt race, first time at Bristol, and all of it was amazing.
How much money did you spend on that jar of dirt, Troy?
$25 jar dirt. So how has everyone else been this past week?
I mean, the dirt. I mean, I've been pretty good. How have you been, Nick?
Yeah, I've been okay. I didn't really watch Bristol much, so I can't really comment. I heard it was good, but I won't be able to speak too much on what happened.
We start off the week with pretty big news. There's a big shocker in the NASCAR and racing world. So NASCAR is getting closer to going to a street course, and where would this street course be? In Chicago, of all places, in a pretty boring, simple, not a creative track, but it's a street course in the end. And so NASCAR's planning to test it out, I guess, Pro Invitational Series in um in a couple months, and where if that test is a success, I guess, or it looks good, then it's another jump closer to getting on the schedule, maybe 2023, 2024. Um, in the future, of course. What would you guys think of a street course?
Stupid move. Oh,
Uh,
I don't think street courses are fit for NASCAR. Maybe if you're gonna do like an Xfinity race on street courses, still, I guess that would be fine. I don't think Cup cars should go to a street course. I mean, if it had like a half decent layout, I would say maybe try it, but it doesn't even have a half decent layout. It's literally just two rectangles together. It's so boring with a little chicane. It's not even a chicane, it's just a little hump in it.
Yeah, I have a few comments, but I have a question first. Is it actually in like Chicago proper?
Yeah,
Is it like
Yep.
it's in Chicago.
It's
It's
by that
it's near
fountain.
it's more near the well, what they call the what do they call it? Gold Coast, I think that's what they call it. But
okay?
it's more in that area, so it's the nicer part of Chicago because you can't really go to the south side of Chicago and have a
No,
race
but
in it.
well,
So
yeah, my point was is that in Chicago, like I don't think there's much of a fan base. I mean, I don't live there, I can't speak for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if most of the crowd come down from the like Joylit Chicagoland area instead.
I feel like you'll see if this does obviously happen. I mean, there's a very large possibility that it won't. But if it does happen, you'll probably see a lot of the you'll see a lot of the western side of Michigan people that are fans because that's only a 1 to 2 hour drive. You'll see other people from the northern Midwest that find the idea of NASCAR going to a street course attractive. They'll probably find their way to go to it. But outside of that, I don't see the market in the actual city of Chicago being that big for NASCAR.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see where they're coming from if they want to get new fans in, because Chicago doesn't really, from like what Nick said, like I don't think it has a big NASCAR fan base whatsoever. And Chicagoland Speedway was outside of the city, so it's not even like in downtown Chicago. So I mean, I guess they could kind of bring in new fans, but I feel like if you're gonna do it on a street course, you're gonna bring in fans for that single race, and then if it does happen again, I just don't think they'd come back because it'd be a boring race. If this race does happen, I mean, I don't see it happening if it's going to happen for like 2 to 3 years minimum, but I just don't see the gain you're going to get out of this, especially for how expensive it is to hold a street course.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
all right. Well, I was gonna say I don't watch Formula E, so I don't really know if the track would work for NASCAR, but I know there's the Brooklyn race that they do there. I was thinking like if you want to go to an established street course already in a new market, I feel like that would work a lot better since they already have kind of set up for it.
I think the biggest thing we need to look at is if this does happen, if they can produce this the way IndyCar and IMSA does at Long Beach, does at, and yes, I'm going to say it because it's an hour from me, Belle Isle. If they, the way they, isn't Toronto's a street course, or do they go to,
Yeah.
that is a street course? Yeah. If they can produce it the way IndyCar does in Toronto, and I know a big thing that this was the big thing for me. I guess there were comments Penske made that he wanted to get IndyCar and NASCAR to have a doubleheader weekend at a street course. Well, the three most established ones are Toronto, Detroit, and Long Beach. And, you guys obviously would love Toronto, and I would love to have Detroit, especially with it being the Motor City. And usually the Rensen is in the background of a lot of the shots, which that would be great for Chevy because that's the GM tower right there. Like, can you get much more of a home track? And Ford's main headquarters is not even an hour away too. So like, I think the location is wrong for if this does come to fruition.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna, even though I'm from Toronto, I'm gonna be completely unbiased. I think Belle Isle is probably the best spot out of the three ones that IndyCar goes. So I know Long Beach has like the nice views and stuff, but I feel like that kind of gives off a more like IndyCar sports car vibes because it's like Southwest. NASCAR doesn't have a huge following there, especially in California. So I'm a big fan of Belle Isle. I think the views are really nice, and I think that'd be a good track to go to.
Yeah, I'm not against the idea of a street course. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I think so far from what I'm hearing, I don't like any of the things that they're doing. I don't think it should be in Chicago. And I mean, it just doesn't sound like it's going to work out well. I mean, the track layout isn't good. I feel like there are much better locations to do a street course. It's just not really all good at getting together.
Yeah, I think a word I would use to describe the track layout is rushed. Like you could tell
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot of thought and like deep thinking put into it when they made it. I feel
Yeah,
like
the only
we can maybe see improvements, but for now, I don't like it.
The biggest thing I saw from them showing the layout in terms of iRacing, and I'm sure they want to do this in real life because that would just be a disaster. But you're going to see it on iRacing, and it's going to turn into a disaster there when people go there and actually stream the races. Is you see when they come across the parts of the roads that they're going to be, on, that when they have to be on the left or right side of that divided road, they have this huge concrete wall just stick out to the middle of the street. You won't be able to do that. They're going to have to find some way to change that. I get like an emergency, entrance exit, but they won't be able to do that in real life. You'll see cars get absolutely shredded right there.
And it's dangerous for like driver safety
Yeah,
too. You
it's
obviously don't want
Yeah,
to.
this driver safety is insane. Like all I saw was just a straight corner, like just a rectangle wall basically, and I'm just like, that's not. Someone's gonna get injured.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd change it though. I mean, NASCAR
Yeah.
want to.
They'd probably put
injure
like
their
padding or
drivers.
something on it, like they do on the outside wall. But I mean, even still, padding on concrete,
It would
I
have
just-
to take.
it'd have to be
lot
a
of
severe amount,
changes.
like maybe like 3 feet of padding.
Yeah, it'd
Potentially
have to
more.
be huge safer barrier. It just makes no sense almost.
Here's my thing. I think
Hey, they're
they're
not from
trying
us,
new
it's not
things
giant.
just for the sake of trying new things. I
Oh,
think they're
it's-
trying new things,
So it's 10
but are they
now.
doing it too quickly?
Yes,
I think they're
Yeah.
doing way too
Definitely.
many things too
They're
quickly.
doing
I
too
don't think
quickly.
Bristol Dirt should have been this year. I think it should have been delayed until the next gen. I mean, they've added like what 4 or 5 new tracks to the schedule. I mean, yes, they're all good. So I mean, I can leave that. You can leave that. But are we really ready to go to a street course within the next year and a half, year or 2 years?
The biggest thing I see is the next gen is going to be a lot like the
Cheaper.
GTLMs. It's going to be cheaper in the long run, not right away, but it's a lot like the GT cars in IMSA. So it's going to have that durability. It's also going to be a composite body to where it's not going to be as dependent on the aero with it, how it is. So long run wise, it's going to be cheaper because the cars are going to be built like the Xfinity cars, but just a little bit more. There's going to be more aero than the Xfinity cars, but there's not going to be as much aero dependency as the current generation cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think they should go to a street course. I mean, I'm not saying don't ever go to a street course, but I'm saying everything that they've said that they're planning to do is wrong. I mean, I'm
Yes.
not the judge to be that, but I'm saying from a fan's perspective, everything they're doing is wrong.
Well, I think the location's fair to judge right now, but I would say the track design and sort of some logistics about the track, I think it's a little early to call just because they will improve it with years to come. Like it's such an early stage right now. I feel like
Oh yeah, I assume by the iRacing
feedback to
event
improve it.
that they're gonna change at least a couple things. I expect
Well, when's the
maybe
iRacing event going to be next year?
June 13th this
Oh,
year.
this year? Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like
Then
June,
they'll
like
fix stuff.
It's
It's the
already on
final-
iRacing.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
final
okay,
race
yeah,
of like
so-
that Fox section of the Invitational.
Yeah,
how
I
many
think
races
they'll,
are they
they'll
doing?
definitely learn from that.
Fox is doing 5 and NBC is doing 5.
Oh,
So is that pretty much it for street course?
I think so.
That's-
I think
I think
that's
Why do
it
I
for
why do I feel like
news.
that's gonna be our best like conversation based topic of
That was
the
our
Oh, you
best
will. That was
the
actually a
entire
good
That was
thing.
our best conversation based topic in like since
a
last
long
year.
time.
Since, like,
Ever?
playoffs last year.
Yeah, because I think the only 2 races we were in agreement was Martinsville and Kansas. Like
No,
those
but
were
the
the 2
playoff
where
the playoff talks also get hostile if it's like people's favorite
They
drivers
do.
not doing well.
yeah.
Yes. we both hate it, and all of our drivers are like dead into it.
Yeah.
Once it gets to the round of 8, it gets
Oh, dude, it gets
heated.
it gets toxic. It's borderline toxic.
It's like we can all agree on the first like 4 to 8 drivers being eliminated, maybe a couple wild cards being eliminated, Blaney. But like, I mean,
that hurt.
round of 8 is where you kind of just argue over. It's more feelings over facts in round of 8, honestly.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because like
the Blaney-
every driver in a round of 8 deserves to be there most of the time.
most of the time.
Sometimes okay, like at least 6 out of the 8 deserve to be there. Like let's say example 2019, Larson and Blaney did not deserve to be there, but their wins brought them there.
Instead, it should have been
maybe
Keselowski.
even Elliot didn't deserve
Elliot
to be there since he
DNF'd
kinda
every
sucked.
single race in the round of 8. That was the best 3
And,
stretch of races I've ever watched.
The package also kind of gave him that advantage since Keselowski just died.
Yeah.
But
I felt bad for Keselowski. Man was like a top 4, top 8 driver all year.
He
Just
was
get
like a
screwed.
top
No,
3.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
he
no,
was good as
2018?
Hamlin or Truex.
2018.
No, we're talking about
2019.
2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was top 4. He was a top 4 driver.
But like I felt so bad because it was basically NASCAR's fault because remember when they were coming to the line and they were like this close
They
to
threw the
line,
bullshit
and they
caution for
threw that
Chase
caution
advance.
for Chase.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've
Yeah.
never
Dude,
hated
I was
Chase Elliott
fuming at
so
that
much
moment.
in my life. So was there other news this week? Or
No, that's literally about it.
Can we not talk about the pro dirt pistol their
No,
race?
but I
just
Pro
wanna
Pro
say something.
Invitational?
I have
I just
nothing to
want to
say.
say something
Troy
quick
can just go
about it
over
because
it.
no one, because it's kind of like a waste of
I'll
time,
mute.
kind of. But like they kind of screwed up with the heats. I guess. I get like having the field like at 20 cars, so it's not as many cautions. But they really screwed up with the heats because they a lot of the big name drivers missed out on it. Like literally like all of them. So
No, I think that was I kind of like that
all
for
of
that
except
reason.
like 1 or 2, and then it was just literally it's like all like the Rick Ware drivers and all like the
Because they're good at
mid
iRacing.
to like yeah they're good
That's
to
the point.
iRacing,
Missed.
but like if you want
I think Truex
want-
did. Didn't
Yeah.
Truex miss the main event?
if you-
Blaney missed the main event. Chase.
name a big driver and they probably missed it. So
Yeah.
and you want the viewers. And the big marketing point is that it's the drivers playing iRacing or whatever, and you want the big names. So put the big names in a big show, and don't make them race for it and stuff like that.
I don't know. It's iRacing. I actually don't
Yeah, it's
care about
iRacing. It doesn't. It
iRacing.
does,
I
literally
don't
doesn't
care at
matter
all.
that
I
much.
literally do
It
not
doesn't
care
matter
at
that
all.
much. So we're gonna go
Yeah.
to we're gonna get into the Bristol Dirt, and so we go into Friday. It was a nice hot day. It was practice, and it was a pretty hype day. And practice was pretty cool because you finally got to see the cars on dirt and how how they look like. And we got a couple surprises like Kyle Busch being fast on it. Blaney was fast too.
Bowman. No, Bowman's not
Bowman-
there. My bad.
Yeah, Bowman's not much of a surprise. But yeah, those are like the main surprises of like guys being the fastest. Of course, Larson after middle of second practice, he had to go behind the wall, and later after changing engine, so he had to start in the back of the main race. And that's pretty much it. You know, trucks had a good amount of spins in their practices, but Cup was like really minimal. I remember there was like
Truex spun.
yeah, there was like 1 or 2 in the first practice, and then we made it into like 6 or 7 minutes left in the second practice until Custer spun. That's really all I remember. There's no like actual like big damage or anything.
I'm
The
gonna be
entire time.
honest. From seeing the practices, I thought the race was gonna be pretty bad. The practices didn't look entertaining whatsoever, but I
Yeah,
guess it was
'cause-
practice, so no one was actually
it's
trying.
practice, so you're not
Well-
gonna actually like race someone for a position because in the
Also,
position to
it's
race
one of
for.
the one of the rare practices too where guys weren't going for pure speed. They're trying to learn the track a bit.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
You don't see
It's
it
all
everywhere.
it's all about kind of like running by yourself and just gaining what you can.
it's
Okay,
kind of just
saw-
for experience for drivers.
Yeah, I
who
saw a
weren't
lot of
racing truck
guys.
race.
I saw a lot of guys like running behind guys like Larson and not trying to keep pace, but learn like what they're doing in the corner and everything. Saturday comes around and we get to the heats and the first truck heat starts and we made it 1 lap, but it turns out NASCAR did not
Thanks, Tyler Ankrum.
correctly. Yeah. And it was a pretty cool 1 lap, and all the trucks were covered in mud, and they would have overheated in like 5 laps. And yeah, and then the rain came while we were under red flag, and everything was canceled for the day. So no heats, for both series, and then the truck race was later postponed.
The racing
Um,
looks good. Friesen went from 10th to like 3rd in the first lap.
Yeah.
That's because he was the only one that could see.
No,
True.
Mike Marlar, he started on pole and he was leading until like turn 3 and then he got passed. So like he had like no dirt on his windshield or anything. I doubt
Yeah,
they even
dude,
touched the
They
truck.
came out of 4 and literally all of their windshields were covered.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it kind
Um,
of showed the poor planning.
I think it was poor
Um,
planning, but I don't think it was NASCAR's fault, really. I mean,
Well, it's not their fault that it rained, but I feel like just the overall
I feel like they
idea
could
of
have
trying
picked
to
a
do
so much
dirt
better
on an
day. I think
oval. It's just like
If they would have swapped Martinsville and Bristol, we would probably be recording yesterday instead of today because it always rains this weekend at Bristol. Always.
I was watching Iceberg's video and he actually made up a good point. Swap Sonoma and the Bristol dirt race. So then you get Sonoma with grass and then Bristol dirt in perfect weather.
Mm,
That's perfect.
oh, June?
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually run that in June. Well, the biggest thing with
Yeah.
that is we saw how long it took to prepare the track, right? How long
Gives
does it
them
gonna
extra
take to get
time.
rid of all the dirt?
True.
also
yeah.
they had to make it coincide with where the vote was since you're gonna leave it as dirt until they're done.
Yeah. And then apparently like it'd be like an easier trip from Coke 600 to not go to Sonoma than just to go to Bristol, which is what, a 3-hour drive?
Well, they'd go
4, I
back for
don't
the
know.
week. They'd go back for the week anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're
Um,
already at
yeah.
home with being in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So, I just think the scheduling was the only poor part about this.
Yeah. I mean,
Outside of
I
that.
I think Sonoma Bristol would be a nice swap. I mean, Sonoma with grass kind of just seems like a vibe. It makes Sonoma better.
It's really sick. I
one
wouldn't
thing-
wish
Pretty.
they actually put cup on there.
The one
on
thing
there.
about Sonomas though is they go out west for a few weeks, then go to Atlanta, which is like
then go back out
southeast,
west.
and then you have to go back. That's the one
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, they could just always swap Sonoma and Atlanta. I don't know. I just thought that was a
They
cool
could,
idea. Sonoma with grass and then Bristol dirt without any weather, but obviously
feel
there'd be a lot of
like-
things to sort out.
So Auto Club's gonna be switching to a short track. Put Auto Club deeper in the season because
That's
there's
gonna be
always
hot.
okay,
Put
yeah.
Auto Club in the playoffs, hot
but-
take.
Okay, but like in the beginning of the season, we're kind of like it's all short tracks. We have Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, pretty much like 3 in a row, if not 3 out of the 4 weeks in a row. And so I feel like they should put Auto Club deeper, maybe like May, maybe like July, August. Who
If
cares?
they
about
run it
the-
in July or August, it's got to be at night.
Yeah,
It'll be too
Put
hot
it-
during
put
the
it
day.
at night.
That's good,
At
though.
night.
But honestly,
That's good.
Auto
We
Club,
want
Auto
that.
Club at night is hot. Like we all can remember seeing clips and
mean-
watching the races, and it just looks nice.
I know none of you are gonna agree with this, but I'm gonna say put Auto Club in the playoffs. I mean, it's not a great track.
They couldn't
I
do it
feel
straight
like if-
away though. they'd have to wait for a few years to see how things go with the new design, and then they could maybe do
No,
it.
no,
I think
no.
when they
I was talking about the
reconfigure it-
2 mile. I was talking about the 2 mile. Put the 2 miler in the
we're talking
playoffs.
about like when they switch to
Well,
like
they're
short
not gonna
track.
have
Oh well,
the
if they're
2
switching to
miles.
short tracks, don't put it in the playoffs because we already got Richmond and Martinsville in the playoffs.
Well, what's
And
I
the
don't think we
point?
need a third
I
one.
swear
Why
they're
not?
doing-
Why not put it in the round of 12?
Yeah.
Because
The
the
round of 12
is
is already
messy.
pretty stacked, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
you
what
got-
it's got.
Talladega, Kansas is not
No,
bad. And
Kansas is in the no. They're both
Texas
in
Kansas is
the round of 8.
8.
What's in the round of 8?
Get
What's
rid
in the round of 12?
Texas in the
It's
playoffs.
Talladega.
Texas is Garbo.
Is the Roval still a cutoff?
Yep.
Yes.
The hell
I
Oh,
is
forget what the
stupid
third.
track.
I forget what the third race is.
Dover.
I think they should. I think they should
Bristol.
change
No,
that.
Bristol's a round of 16 cutoff. I
Yeah, it
think.
goes Bristol, Vegas, Richmond.
No, Vegas is in the round of 12.
Darlington's
Vegas
first.
is in the
Darlington,
round of-
Richmond, Bristol.
Oh yes, because Kurt locked
Darlington
himself
and-
in
Yeah.
and then went to the round
Oh
of 8.
yeah, you can't put Auto Club there. Then you'd have
Put
to
Auto Club in the round of 16.
you'd have to bump
Make it the first
Kansas or
race.
Texas
Auto
and
Club.
put
Then
that
bump
in the round of 8.
Texas. We don't like Texas here.
Nobody likes
Sorry,
it.
Sal.
Nobody
thought
nobody
you-
likes Texas. Texas is dog water.
Oh, is
Sal
that
only goes
wait,
circus to the local track.
yeah, I mean,
I think he has the
would
same
if you
views.
went there.
I would go to that Texas if it was a local track.
If it was a local track, yeah, that's the reason I go to Michigan at this
But I
point.
wouldn't.
That's the
would
reason I go to
travel.
Dover.
Yeah,
I have Dover, New Hampshire.
You say
Pocono
Dover's
near
your
me.
favorite track. I don't
Because
get
it's
it.
the closest.
But it's not.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
it's
I
not
can
the most
understand that.
entertaining. It's not that entertaining. I just like it for the challenges and how it looks, and it's cool.
That's
Move
true.
here and you
Dover.
can
I
have
like the bridge in
CTMP.
Dover.
So move on to Sunday, and I was in the middle. Of
How did
watching
we get
the
to that
amazing
topic though?
Of-
Auto Club? Because you brought.
no,
up-
we're talking about
you brought
schedule
up-
we're talking
realignment.
schedule
We're talking about
change.
schedule
Yeah.
realignment. Yeah.
Okay.
Back to rain.
Yeah. So
Back to
Sunday,
rain. Yeah.
I was in the middle of watching the amazing F1 race season opener.
And
in the middle of
two
that-
pixels.
It was terrible. I had no clue when anyone was running, and it was like 5 to go, and like I'm like, "Where's Alonso?" I don't even know what happened to him, but like he was running like
it
in
was,
the points.
Break problem.
Brake problem. I didn't even know until now. And then later in the race, I'm like, "Wait, who's the second car that's out?" And I saw like the pixelated like A icon. I'm like, damn. I think
What
it's
were you
Alonso."
watching it on? Were you watching
I
it
was
on
watching on the
terrible
Twitch
art-
stream. The
Was
Twitch
watching it on
stream.
You talked
Yeah,
about
so pretty
racing.
much everything's postponed until Monday. Truck race.
There's literally
Um,
nothing to talk about besides Truex just dominated the
It
entire.
was
Yeah,
it was a great
Truex
race though.
started.
Oh, it was a
where did he
great
start?
race, but for a
Truex
second, I'm back.
dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truex started third and just like got to the front really quickly. And he just pulled away. When they got a green flag run, he just pulled away easily. Like Ben Rhodes challenged on the restarts, but it was pretty much like nothing. Another big thing from the race, John Hunter Nemechek got driven through by Matt Crafton.
Crafton
And
lost
then-
talent.
Yeah, and then John Hunter was not happy about it. And I don't know if you guys were there. You killing
Yeah, I
me
was there.
But
Remember
but
when we met
I
up?
don't know, because Chris usually listens to the radio chatter. But
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, he bumped
were
it.
you
the-
the one to hear Crafton? Did you
Yeah.
hear Crafton? Yeah.
Truck race was good overall. I really
It
thought.
was.
I thought it was-
really fun. It was really really fun watching in the stands. I know, like it was probably boring watching Truex dominate, but like in the stands, especially since I was rooting for Truex the entire time. Me and my dad were like pulling hard for him. Especially they were in the red flag and they stopped the cars on 3 and 4 right in front of us. So I
You
got
just
to go like
picture
straight
Troy
down the
running
stands.
down. Troy running
Mhm.
down. Dad, get the camera.
I took up my own camera and I'm going down there. So like I ran straight to Truex and then like kind of went down. I got a couple of Creed and then like Lassard.
Yeah, we have to give Lassard his props for the top 5. We finally capitalized on the speed he had this weekend. He got a top 3. I think he's back. I think I checked. I think he's within 10 points.
8.
of the
I think he's 12, something like that. He's
12,
definitely
but
close.
Only,
He's like,
only 10 points out, I think.
yeah. I mean,
Another run like he had and he's in the playoffs.
Yeah,
the
well, I
man
mean,
is he's a top 4. I think he's arguably a championship 4 contender. I think round of 8 is more realistic though. But I think he could be definitely a championship contender if he was a little bit more consistent.
So the Cup race, it started out with Kyle Busch getting a jump on the start and everything, and immediately like 3 laps later having to go in for overheating issues. And it's weird because it's only his car like that early overheating, so he had to pit, and that set him back I think 1 or 2 laps in a race, and he was behind the 8 ball the entire race after that. He never really got a chance to rebound and have that match that speed. The next like 35 40 laps were probably Truex running away. Larson, I remember the first 30 laps or whatever, how many laps, like 50 laps to the comp caution. I remember only watching Larson and just seeing him pass everyone, and just him storm through the field passing everyone, and seeing how like the underfunded cars drove and how everyone else did. So we move on, and Truex is still dominating. He's pitting on like one of the fastest laps, and then the comp caution comes out on lap 50. I believe this is where Truex is leading, and I think like Hamlin's up there. Newman's in the top 10. Byron, Bowman are also top 5.
Bell, Larson.
Yeah, and then Larson made his way to 5th in this time, because there was a caution for Almirola because he lost talent, or Friesen cut across his nose. I've not seen actual replay of that, but he said
we've
Friesen
got
cut
to
across
talk
his
about
nose.
Almirola.
That was
He
a
does
bit of a
not-
racing
Almirola.
incident. I
mean,
think.
I get it's a racing incident, but I still think he's bad. I think he is a worse than a 20th place driver. I think there are drivers in severe worse equipment that deserve better rides than Almirola. I don't think he's good. I'll never think he's good, and I don't like him.
All right, thank you
That
for your
makes sense.
input.
No, it's straight
Any-
facts.
Yeah, it's true.
I didn't even see it, but any 50-50, I'll take Friesen's side.
So a caution came out with like 5 laps into the comp caution, 5 or 10 laps, and in these 5 or 10 laps, Larson made his way up to 5th or something like that, 5th or 4th. So restarting the comp, we restart, and Christopher Bell is in front of Larson, and he goes into turn 1, and not Larson. Bell goes a little too high in the corner and spins out, pretty much loses talent. And Larson completely nowhere to go in this, and gets major front end damage. And
Not major. He was out. They were
Chastain
both,
lost talent too.
They were
Just
both
drove
fine.
straight into
I mean,
him.
no,
Yeah.
Bell
Well,
wasn't
I mean,
It was
fine.
more
I
nowhere
mean,
to
it's
go.
that-
That was more nowhere to go. Really.
Yeah, it was more
It
nowhere
was
to go.
nowhere
'cause
to
he-
go, but he's still not good. He's
He
still
didn't-
another
but it's-
driver in
it's
good
still-
equipment that doesn't deserve to be in good
Yeah,
equipment.
but it's still dirt, so you can't just like turn like an asphalt. Like you can't just like slam on the brakes and just stop. You're just gonna slide. So that kind of stuff, like same with everyone crashing in, a couple of guys crashing into Almirola. It's not like you could easily turn or like stop at where you are when a car is like sliding right up the track. There's 2 very similar situations between Almirola and Bell. So Bell gets a lot of damage. His race is over. Chastain's race is over. He was not even a thought that entire race. He was running with Spire anyway, so kind of like it just ended everything. So he
Running
didn't
where
have to
he
worry
should
about
be.
it. So we move on, and Larson's not happy. He's 2 laps down at this point, and his race would just derail from there.
Oh yeah.
Trash.
Mickey
Brian.
got input.
Dude, he was in
Trash,
just
he's
about
terrible.
every single accident.
He sucks.
Mhm.
Overrated on dirt. Apparently.
Yeah, imagine going to a track where you had the clear advantage and you still end up finishing 2 laps now.
He
Maybe
was-
it's
he
because
was-
the
he
toe
was,
on
like,
his
3 or
right
4
or his
laps
left
down.
front.
Don't
was
care,
like,
overrated.
I just
Jeez.
gotta mention.
Sound like a
Bell-
12-year-old. Oh wait, you are.
Bell messed up my fantasy so much. I was banking on a good week.
Bell
and he
and
just
Larson. I had
flopped.
the only remaining good things about my fantasy was Stenhouse and Newman. Oh, I won fantasy. Let's go, boys.
I was about
Back
to
when-
say,
I mean,
I was
our
waiting for that
fantasy.
to kick
I
in
mean,
now.
We get to. All right, so we get to stage to the stage. I've heard who won stage 1. Was it
Truex.
Truex,
Yep, he
yeah.
dominated. So good.
Truex would
underrated.
dominate.
You
from
almost said
there.
overrated.
I know.
We would have had to screen record that forever.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. Yes.
I was so
So,
close. I
um,
was like, oh. Mm.
So Truex were to
Wait, what'd you almost say?
What'd you
Dog,
almost
I'm
say
not
about
stupid,
Truex?
bro.
No, you're about to say
so-
something about Truex.
So Truex won a stage. He won stage 1, and they would dominate most of stage 2 from there until Daniel Suarez, who was actually running at his pace. He was running really good pace.
Tracked
And
him
once
down.
Truex hit lap traffic, he kind of struggled to get through lap traffic, and Suarez ended up getting to Truex's back bumper.
No, Truex
wasted
used to.
Imagine
no
if-
time.
Imagine
Yeah,
if Suarez
Suarez
won, dog.
wasted-
Oh my
Suarez-
god.
Suarez wasted no
Miles would have
time
had some.
and got past Truex. He pretty much did the bump and run in turn 3. That was fun.
I mean, Truex kind
to
of
see from my
slid
seat.
out, but like Suarez kind
Mm.
of like, yeah, you're getting out
Yeah,
of the way.
it was
now.
a racing incident. So Suarez took the lead, and he led a good portion after that. He led. I remember another big part of it was he
Who's-
went to put Larson 3 laps down, and
Oh, he boot scooting boogie
Oh,
him out of
yeah.
the way.
He-
That was
he-
beautiful.
Oh, that was
I-
hilarious.
That
I
Oh
was
my
the
God,
moment
Larson-
that you could
Chris,
tell
Chris,
Larson was
Chris.
pissed.
yeah.
They were
Oh,
both
hold
running the
up.
bottom, and Suarez just slams into the back of
Yeah.
him, and you see Larson go up the track. Oh, that was hilarious. I
If you
just
see,
think it's
like, the-
pure irony.
Yeah,
Oh
if you
my
see like the
God.
laps like before that, when Suarez is, like on Larson's bumper, he's so much faster, and they're both running like the very, very bottom, and there's no way Suarez is getting past Larson, and Suarez just like went to the corner and just slammed on Larson's bumper. Larson goes up the track, and on corner exit, Larson literally like cuts down left onto Suarez's bumper and tries to like get him back or like do something to Suarez.
I thought
And,
Larson was gonna turn Suarez. Oh my
I
god.
thought he was.
That would
have
have been a hate crime right there.
I-
That would
I
that's
remember-
definitely been a
I'm-
little bit fishy.
Dude, Larson would have been
Yeah.
would have been going from getting canceled for one thing to getting canceled for another. Real quick.
Yeah.
Chris saying boot scoot and boogie reminded me in middle school we had a line dance to that. I still remember it.
It's lovely. In grade
Audio
se-
boot-
in grade
boot scoot
7,
boogie on 'em.
our teacher made us sing "Count on Me" by Bruno Mars in front of the whole school. It sucked.
I don't even think I know that song.
You can
Count on me.
Oh,
like
that song.
one,
I didn't even know that was
two,
Bruno
three,
Mars.
I didn't even know that was
yeah.
Bruno Mars. Just so, anyways, Suarez led a good portion, and he gets past Larson. Larson's 3 laps down, and he leads even more. I think he led like 60 something laps, maybe even like close.
He
to
led the
70.
second most laps, I think.
Yeah,
It
think
was stated
Truex-
that he led more laps this past weekend than 2020 and 2021 combined.
Then he led this more laps this race than Stuart Haas Racing combined has all led this year.
Haas.
That's
It's-
because Stuart Haas has been utter garbage this year,
yeah.
Wait,
and I
Chris, is
will
that a new
not
hat?
hesitate to.
I
No,
mean,
to
I'll
say that
cut,
fact,
again.
They've
I'll cut
sucked.
Briscoe and Custer a little bit of slack, but
Yeah.
I mean Harvick. I'm not cutting Almirola any slack. Honestly,
No,
I hate
I'm not
really
cutting
I
Harvick
hate
any
him.
slack.
Yeah,
anymore.
Harvick's
I'm
been
not
cutting Harvick
underperforming,
any
too.
slack.
He's
I
been
mean,
underperforming.
He's been underperforming, but at least he's still like playoff contender, round of 8 guy.
Well, he
when
would have been
Almirola-
anyway. That's not that impressive in my opinion for him.
Yeah, it's not
Stuart Haas's
impressive.
main car, you're a
at
guy
least-
like Harvick. I don't.
I mean,
I
at
would
least they're
expect
not
more.
relying on Almirola.
That'd be bad. If Harvick retires, then
Almirola's gonna be out of there before
Almirola
Harvick.
needs a boot. Haley Deegan is already going to Stuart Haas. I already know how it's going to work out.
Yeah, I said
Riley
that
Hur-
like last year.
Herbst
Yeah,
is going to go to
Cadence
Stuart
is
Haas,
copying
no
you
matter
guys.
how much you
Yeah.
hate it.
Also, Chris, is that a new hat?
Yeah.
It showed up like a week late. It would have been
What's-
perfect for last.
What's
No,
on
week.
it?
I got it last week.
You should have worn it
What's on
last
it?
week. He won in the body.
No,
armor
I
car.
got it after the race. I
Oh,
ordered it
it's
on
a black
Saturday.
hat.
I got
Yeah,
it,
okay.
or I ordered it on Saturday. It came in Sunday or Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you didn't even wear
no.
it Monday.
No, it came in
This
is
Tuesday.
great.
My bad. It came in
Uh,
Tuesday. My bad.
thank
There we go.
So Suarez continued to lead, and there was a caution with like less than 10 to go in stage 2, and Logano would get past Suarez on a restart, and Logano would lead from here. After stage 2, there would be like a 10-minute break or something like that. I think it was then, or was it in the middle of stage 3? I don't know. Logano won stage 2, and then she led. There's a 50 lap, pretty much dash. It went really fast. There was a really quick like dash to the finish in stage 3. A battle between Logano and Hamlin, and Hamlin would try to get past Logano, and he really couldn't with the way like the track is.
Oh, yeah.
Logano leads to the end pretty much. There was a
Caution
Mike
comes
Marler
out.
spun on the front stretch with like 5 to go or something like that, and I was happy. I thought this was a chance for Hamlin to win or Truex to win, but no.
Man did the stupidest mistake. Why would you go to the outside?
Way
Logano
too
was
much.
in Hamlin's position.
He would have.
Logano would have done the same.
Yeah, he knew it.
Except it probably would have ended up in both of them wrecking, because Logano's probably dumber than Hamlin, I would say, by a large amount.
Oh no,
large
Hamlin made
amount.
like the dumbest move possible that you can make on the restart. He
That was
just
a
like,
pretty
"Oh, let
dumb
me go to
move,
the
but that
high
wasn't
side."
a dumb aggressive move, though. That was kind of just a dumb move that threw away a win.
Yeah.
At least we had a
mean-
new winner. That's the only positive thing of this.
That's
Yeah,
really is.
that-
the
I was
Another
gonna
new
say that.
winner.
Hey, I thought you liked Logano.
No, I don't really like Logano. He's the last one of the Penske.
No.
Every normal person would go Blaney, Keselowski, Logano.
Yeah.
Unless you're Zach, then you would
I
go
could see
Keselowski,
I
then
could
you
see
would
how
go
someone's a Keselowski fan though. So like
I like Keselowski,
Yeah.
honestly.
I
agree
like
with
Keselowski.
Verstappen.
I love his honesty.
Okay, I need to address something real quick. That race was way too long. It should not have been 250 laps. I think it should have been 150 laps, honestly. That race took forever.
I think they
That's true.
timed the start wrong with what we saw with the dust.
It just felt
yeah, but you can't
forever.
blame them too much for that. Just
I mean-
because it was last minute scheduling.
I think the
so I guess
stages
you
were
could
also
kind of
too
excuse it,
long, like
but
100
Yeah,
laps
100,
per
150. I think it should
That
have
was
been.
bad. Should have been 50, 50, 100, or
No.
do like
No, that's not right math.
Yeah, I don't. It could have been.
50,
How
50,
about
100.
What, 75, 75, 100.
Okay. 70,
That's the
a better
right
one.
math.
that would have
Yeah,
been better, but
'cause-
I still feel like it took. Way
yeah,
too
I
long.
had a bunch of homework. I had like a lot of homework, so I did that. I went for a walk for like half an hour. I got back and they're still halfway through stage 2.
Well, I called it
It was a
last
long
night
race.
when I was supposed to originally have the race that I had tonight. We usually schedule at 7, so that's why we record afterwards. But I had to keep bumping the race back because I wasn't sure when the race was going to actually end, like the in real life race. Because I was like, oh, it keeps going. It was an
It was-
anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
It was like, oh
Yeah,
my
I
god,
figured, I
everyone was
figured.
getting hype in the time. Like, oh my god, Hamlin's gonna move Logano. We're gonna have an insane finish. Stenhouse is gonna win. Truex is gonna win, and then Hamlin goes to the top.
I'd still give Suarez driver of the day though, just because it was so
Oh, yeah,
unexpected
he's
that he
by
would do that well
far.
on
By
dirt.
far.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think this kind of. I don't really think this proves anything for Trackhouse. I mean, it's kind of a wild card race nonetheless. I don't think they're bad. I actually do think they could be a playoff contender, but I just think you can't really put all
They're-
your eggs in one basket now. Still, I still think they're still
Well,
a new team.
they're starting to put races together.
They're better
Yeah.
than
You
23-11.
They are
racing.
better than
He had a
23-11.
top-
But
he
they,
had a top 7 run at Atlanta.
yeah, before he got the
He's-
speeding penalty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's only 23 out of the cut line right now, and that's
there's still
not
plenty of
that
time.
bad at all.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
also
I mean,
for a new
think of
team,
the-
you got to give it more than this. The fact that they're doing as well as they
Yeah.
have, and they're like 7 races into their.
Yeah, I'm not
He's got-
discrediting them whatsoever. I'm just
He's
saying.
got 13 points on Bubba. No, I read that wrong. I retract that statement. He's got 8
Bubba
points
has-
on Bubba.
Well, I
still
mean,
better,
you
'cause
kind of gotta-
People are acting like Bubba was a playoff lock, and like
Yeah.
it's not looking
Nah.
like that's.
I
gonna
knew
happen.
he wasn't going to be a playoff lock. I knew
Well, I
he'd
mean,
be
yeah,
flirting
most-
with the
most of
bubble.
us
He's gonna-
did. It's just-
Bubba's gonna have to win on a super speedway if he wants to make the playoffs.
I
Yeah.
think he can point his way in.
But
I think-
the team's got to
Not this
be
year.
better.
Not
the
this
team's
year.
Not with
gotta
how
be
many
better on
unusual
strategy.
winners we've
I
got
mean, that
this
is
last year.
true. I mean, because there is like, look at the drivers that are just barely in on points. There
Look at the
is
guys that don't
Kurt,
have wins
or
yet.
not Kurt. There's Bowman. Bowman's like 16th in points still.
Kurt's 15th.
Kurt's 15th. There's
Stenhouse 14th. Just memory.
underrated. Stenhouse. I forget
Yeah.
who else is there, but Keselowski I think is not.
Keselowski's
top
Keselowski's
4
in
points
there.
out.
Chase is down there.
Chase
had
is
some
down
bad
there.
races.
Keselowski has 64 on 17th right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
Chase is like
Chase has
20.
43 on
Yeah,
16th
43.
or 17th right now. Looking at the playoff
That mean-
standings.
Chase is kind of
Harvick- is
overrated
Harvick
coming into
below?
this year.
What's that?
I wouldn't say he's overrated, but like he's
He's
had a
underperforming
really
majorly.
yeah, he's
I wouldn't say
underperforming.
overrated though, just because of how good he
Yeah,
was. at the end
overrated
of
was the
last
wrong
year. I
word.
feel
I
like
think-
coming into the year, it was like properly expected.
I'm fine with his run at the
Well,
dirt race. Honestly,
he
he was really
always-
quiet and he just
he-
stayed out of trouble.
He
Top 10
always
all
does
day.
this every year. He doesn't start performing until the summer.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like Logano. Logano starts out good and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
disappears.
look, this is
Comes back.
Logano's one win of the year. Then he'll bounce back in the playoffs, have a good run at Kansas. Point his win in the Final Four. Yada
No,
yada
well,
yada.
he
Same
does
thing
well
does
at
every year.
he does well at Dega. Dega Springs usually like the last time we hear about him. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, Dega
yeah.
Spring. Then he won't show up to Dega Fall. Cause the big one at Dega Fall, and typically run well at Martinsville, and then point his way into the Final Four. Always how it
Logano-
works.
Hamlin's going to win in
Hamlin's-
2 weeks. He's
Yeah,
going to win in 2
probably.
weeks.
What's
probably.
2 weeks? Richmond.
Martinsville.
Richmond.
Martin. He's not gonna
Oh,
win
yeah,
Martinsville.
I don't think-
No way. I don't see him winning Martinsville.
I don't see him
I-
winning Martinsville.
Wait,
He hasn't
hang
been- he
on.
hasn't
We
been
got to save
that
this.
strong.
We can, unless we want to jump into that and
No,
start
fantasy.
doing our
We got
picks and
fantasy first.
Fantasy, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
we
do
can do
fantasy.
that.
Can you
Because
send the
basically
fantasy
that's
stuff?
first.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
know?
send the
Fantasy.
fantasy stuff. I want to see who I have.
Can you read it out? Because I don't have my phone near me. Just
Yeah,
read out who
well,
I
I'll
have
do
left.
that.
Right,
Caden, you have Blaney Custer and Austin Dillon left. Actually, here I'll go by who's in order of picks. Nick,
Okay,
Nick,
I've got
you're
my
up
pick
first.
already.
You
Yeah.
have Wallace, Briscoe, and Byron. Who do you want for Martinsville?
None of those guys are especially good.
Bubba ran especially
yeah,
good
I'd
last
say-
year.
He was
Byron
good last
finished
year,
second.
but before that, he's been bad.
Oh,
I
Gotta
will-
save.
I'll
Well,
go
who do we?
for-
Okay, wait. Before we do
gotta
anything,
think.
who are the
Let me look.
who
at
are the, what are the
have.
next races? It's Martinsville,
Richmond,
Martinsville,
Dega, Richmond.
Richmond, Dega.
Dega.
Okay,
Against
well, yeah,
Richmond,
but that's
Dega,
what I
yeah.
meant. Okay, Richmond, Dega.
I'm gonna go Byron.
Byron. All right.
I'm saving Boa for Dega, I think.
So then next up will be Troy.
I'm gonna go Jones because I have
Jones.
Newman, Larson, Jones. Larson sucks at Martinsville. Newman, I don't know, and Jones is actually pretty good at Lawrenceville. And seeing how the 43 car ran in Martinsville last year, I see it going well.
All right. I'm gonna go with
Who do you have?
I got Keselowski, Chastain, and Bell. I'm gonna go Keselowski. That's the safe choice. Yeah, no, I'll do that. Bell shows
Save
speed on the
Chastain for
super
Dega
speed.
because you can't do anything anywhere else.
Dega's gonna be a wild card, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. So who do I got? I got Blaney Dillon
And Custer.
Custer.
I don't like
I'm gonna-
any of those three there.
Well, I mean,
And I'm a
Blaney's
Blaney fan.
Blaney's
Blaney-
usually pretty good at Martinsville. so
Blaney's pretty good at Martinsville.
right.
He ran there.
I
He
would
ran there.
save
He
him-
ran there pretty
I-
strong.
I would save him for Talladega. though. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
save
because
him
he's a
for-
lot of luck at Talladega.
I mean,
but
I
Dylan,
could save
but
him for
Dylan's
Cal-
also
Dylan's good at
pretty
Daytona.
plate-
He's not
plate
good
races
at
too. But
Dylan's
he's
good
had
at
some
Daytona.
good luck at plate races too.
He's not good
But
at Daytona.
Dylan is good at Richmond. Did we saw what he did last year? So I mean,
Oh,
Custer's
so then it's easy. There's one guy left.
Save
Take
Dylan
Custer.
for Richmond. That's a good
so
one.
save
take
Custer.
Custer.
Yeah. So I'm taking Blaney today.
What?
What?
Why would I take Custer? Why would I take Custer? Custer's bad.
You
Yeah,
want
Because you have
Dylan for
Richmond,
Richmond and you want
Talladega.
Blaney
Why would
for
I want
Dega?
Blaney for Talladega? He's not going to luck into a win. He's going to win here at Martinsville.
Okay, we'll let him do it.
I'm telling you.
Fuck, dude.
These
I
are,
don't
point,
even
these
know
are
what to
points
say
for
besides
us.
that.
These are points for us, guys.
No, I mean he'll probably get a good finish and he'll be fine on points this week. He might just regret it at Talladega.
Yeah. Wait. So what are points looking like?
All right,
I'm
hang on. Let
last for
me.
sure. I've had two.
You
firsts.
are last. Yeah, you've had
Yes.
like 3 or 4 really bad weeks. Here, I'm putting this in right now, and
Oh,
then
I
I'll
had
pull up the
Briscoe
points.
last race. That's not
Third.
Troy and I are tied at 19. Caden is in third with 17, and then Nick is in
Dog,
fourth
I
with
got
14.
2 wins in a row and I'm 17. I was
Wait,
like,
how many do I have?
You have
14?
14.
Oh God.
you're only 5 back. That's like
Caden,
two
That's
wins.
pretty
the reason
bad, though,
why-
this early.
You're.
I mean, that's true. I
still-
went through that horrible slump where I picked all great drivers and they performed the week after every race.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen, but 2 weeks after for Blaney.
Oh yeah, let's get a
Martinsville?
wins prediction. Martinsville
Who's
wins.
gonna win?
prediction.
Who's gonna suck?
Who's
We gotta
gonna
do
win? Who's gonna
throwback.
suck? Yes.
Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win?
Win Truex.
Yes.
Who's gonna
Suck.
suck.
Logano. He's
And
gonna suck.
beatbox.
I actually had a
Correct.
feeling you're gonna say that.
All right, I'm going Truex win too. He's always good at Martinsville and he's been fast the past couple weeks. I want a new winner, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Suck. I'll go Keselowski. I have no reason to say that. I just chose him out of the top of my head.
Win. I'm gonna go Truex just because he's my favorite driver.
So biased. He's not gonna win.
And then suck. I'm gonna go Larson. I mean, he's ran well every week, but I just don't see him running well at a
sucks at
track.
Martinsville.
Yeah, at a track he naturally sucks at. I just don't even see the equipment helping him.
He's like Edwards. Like Edwards sucked at Martinsville and Larson.
I
just
never
didn't.
liked Edwards. He was low key. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. I made too many enemies today. I said Mark Martin's overrated.
You've said overrated like 20 times today. Like,
Yeah.
at like 10 different drivers, so, including Truex. But,
I didn't say it. I almost said it.
He's
I
using the
almost
word-
said Truex
he's
is
What did you
overrated.
almost say?
I almost say that.
What did you almost say?
He's spamming the word overrated like when he found out about the rap emoji thing.
That's the greatest emoji of all time.
You still
I
have
love
it as your like reaction. It's like a month past the track.
Fine, I'll change it to the 100 emoji.
No, change it to the
Alright.
guy with the glasses and mustache. That used to make
yeah.
Keeping it real. Fool.
That's it. That's what Sal's been using a lot. The guy with the mustache. and
Yeah.
glasses.
Oh, yeah, you
Um,
can't take it.
let's
I
see.
use that to
Who's
make fun
gonna-
of people.
Yeah, Chris.
I'll be different. I'll say Hamlin's gonna win just to keep the first time winners coming. Oh, don't give me that shit. I just want
No,
to see more first
Just
time
shot me
winners.
in the heart, dog.
No, I like it. I like it because of the eight races, 8 wins.
Yeah. Who's gonna suck?
Truex.
I have
Just
a
go
feeling he's
for
gonna
it. Just
say
go for it. Just go for
No,
it.
he's
Say
not gonna- He's gotten good there recently.
Cody Ware.
recently, dog. Okay, you're
Alright.
valid
You know
one.
that's true. It's only been the past like 3 years that he's been a contender there.
2016, he never mind. He finished like 20th in that race. Never mind. I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Yeah, might as well just
Um,
leave. We're almost done.
I'm not gonna go with an easy. I'll say, you know what? I'll hate on my favorite driver and say Blaney won't show up
Can you not? I'm trying
With
to
the
rely
hat
him every-
on.
with
He
the hat
says
on.
that.
Yeah,
The hat on.
with
bro.
the hat on.
So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check us out: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Google Podcast also. I got us on there too.
NASCAR
Oh,
nonstop
really?
on
Yeah,
Instagram.
we're on there too.
Google
I gotta double
Podcast
check.
is a
I
thing.
I
Wait,
gotta
what is
double
it?
check
Google
if I got her on
Podcast?
Stitcher.
Oh,
Yeah,
NASCAR
Google
nonstop.
Podcast, and I'm pretty
Zach
sure we're on
Arnold.
I gotta add
48.
that stuff.
We're
Yeah.
missing-
Okay, so like, subscribe, follow, all that. Leave a review, comment if I haven't said that already. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode.